So what I'm gonna do here on this episode is go a little bit more into sovereignty, just a little bit more into sovereignty, and what I want to strive to do here on this episode about sovereignty is go into how I'm set up. And the reason why I'm going into how I'm set up is because I'm starting to notice that you got a lot of people that feel like they could just take my program and just write me out and just do what I'm doing like it's nothing, because they're like, well, anybody can do it. And don't get me wrong, anybody can do it, but it takes time. See, the thing is that no matter what governor you talk about, this is why like the Ohio government doesn't like me, because no matter what government, that's where I started out at with this program. And no matter what government you deal with, I'm over that. I'm over them. I set up a program that saved a lot of people and freed a lot of people from sex slavery and things of that nature with dealing with these secret societies that function through government. See, that's what you don't realize. See, I'm studying and I'm going to get into government eventually for real. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get into politics and eventually run for something. But what people don't realize is that when you deal with government, it's all set up on this Illuminati ritual thing. That's what people fail to realize. And what I did was set up a way to free people from that. See, with my program, you know what I'm saying? You up under a different umbrella. That's what people don't fail to realize. Like, I'm serious when I talk about this. Like, I'm a free national citizen and I have jurisdiction via Morocco to set up contracts here in America based upon the Moroccan Peace and Friendship Treaty. And I demonstrate that and take that serious. And I know a lot of people out there, they feel like, well, that's fake, the treaty and all that. Like, how are you going to use that? In reality, you're still going to get busted up under the balls. You're still going to get in trouble. And I'm like, yeah, you might. But one day what you're doing is you're making a lane for younger people, because one day people going to benefit off of this. That's what people fail to realize. So I want to go into like government, like for real, and talk about government. And the thing is that our governors, because it starts with governors, I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. Our governors are still up under the state jurisdiction. They can be checked by private individuals. I'll just put it that way. Any governor in any state can be checked by private, listen to what I'm saying, private individuals. And there's a reason why I'm saying that, because the governor, his thing is this: he stands up, and if he goes astray or goes away from the law, then he signs an oath. See, people don't know this. He signs an oath to say that you could whack him. That's right, you could whack him. And I learned this from military science, because any position, believe it or not, of high level, the only way out of it is death, because they know too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think of a governor. He probably don't move through secret societies. He probably moved through secret government agencies. He probably knows a lot about conspiracy theories. You know what I'm saying? To be a typical governor, you know more than the average person in society. So what I did was that I set up a program to begin to protect people from wicked people like that, because these people have a lot of power. And I was talking about this on another video. See, we've lost a lot of the knowledge on how this country's set up. And if we start to get that knowledge back, you're going to find out that these motherfuckers in power ain't shit. That's right, I'll say it again. These motherfuckers in power ain't shit once you start to research how they set up and how they really ain't got much back in them. And I check them on that every day. So then I'm followed around, stalked and harassed and things, and threatened. And you know what I'm saying? Anytime I'm in a relationship, they like, well, we're going to take this from you. You don't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that why? Why are they doing this to me? Because I'm a sovereign and don't have paperwork. They hate that shit. I can control my social security um, exchanges. And a lot of people can't say that or even do that, meaning that, yeah, I could take a social security number or my social security number and begin a trade off of it as an EIN number, whereas a lot of people can't do that because their social security number is tied into the government. So you're never going to get any money back until you first learn how to trade off of it. See, I teach people the real deal. Going down to the Department of Treasury and thinking you're going to get some Treasury bonds for your birth certificate, you mistaken. Unless you got some juice and they want you for something, maybe then they may break you off a couple 100,000. Like one of my teachers from Ohio, he showed me the box. They sent him, he went to the Federal Reserve, they sent him a box of money, and he didn't really turn the investment over right because he didn't do it. See, that's what I was like really thinking, is because he didn't do it based upon sovereignty, meaning that he didn't secure stocks and get and take advantage of that 200 to 300,000 he was sent by the Federal Reserve a certain kind of way through private investments. He would have been able to hold on to that. But I mean, he caught the house, and don't get me wrong, I mean, he had a lot of stuff paid off, so he was good for the rest of his life. But I'm just saying he could have had even more had he had invested that money. So He was my teacher. He the one taught me like how to actually get the money. So I know how to get money from birth certificates. I just don't promote it. I promote stocks and shares because I believe that the sovereign has to know how to completely secure himself or herself before they can call themselves a sovereign. So I don't let no governor. I'm just keeping it real with you. Like I respect the mayors and the governors a different kind of way. I'll talk about mayors in another episode, but I'll never let a governor or even a mayor, for that matter, depending on the scenario, run or regulate me because it's all based upon money anyway. You can go out here and shoot somebody in the face right now, and it's just a charge. That's what people don't realize. In this court, it's just an amount of money. Yeah, they don't tell you that. They try to put the moral thing behind it. This is why you see these guys going to court crying to the judge, and the judge ain't showing them no mercy because the judge is like, "This is a charge. You need to come at me with the right type of language, crying about God and asking and saying that you're sorry and all of that." Don't get me wrong. Some judges may show sympathy towards that, but a lot of times they won't. And another thing about judges, I'm gonna have to do a video on judges too. See, judges supersede, and judges go over mayors and governors too. Well, not mayors, but governors too, because the judge rules from what? The bench, and the judge is the one that has the real true paperwork to determine if this person is in the law or if this person is outside of the law. It's the judge. So before you start going around talking about you sovereign, this is the moral of this video. Before you start going around talking about you sovereign, make sure you do your homework before you start going around messing with people that's sovereign, thinking it's just a game. That's another thing. Make sure you do your homework because you got a lot of people, and this is another thing I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna shut down. This is how I got into beef with Ohio. Ohio has this law, right? And this started before the governor that's in there now. So it ain't even all his fault. He just taking in something that started back in when this other governor was up in there, when I first started this program. You got one thing that you have to realize when you research sovereignty and things of that nature. There's one particular point that you must make. And like I said, this governor that's in there now, he started this stuff. I mean, he didn't know anything about this stuff. This stuff came from a different governor. And they got mad because I had more resources than them. And I was able to form a nation within a nation. And they mad because I chose my hometown for this. And I was able to secure land within my hometown through this program and have a private unit or force just in case people get out of line. So just gonna keep it real. That's who I am. Be careful when you mess with sovereigns because sovereigns, I'm not saying that I'm above the law. They'll try to charge you as a sovereign. Don't get me wrong. They'll try to charge you as a sovereign now. Like they will try to do it. They'll try to put extreme charges on you because they know that you know the system. But I don't go around here stepping on anyone's toes. And that's something that you got to realize. You got a lot of people, they're calling themselves sovereigns and they get this money and this knowledge about how to do this and they get too bold for their britches. You got to remember when you're a sovereign, you still work with other nations, just like nations have agreements on when they can attack another nation and when they can't. You have those same agreements. And that's why a lot of these people, they be fucking with me because they feel like they can just adopt me because they like, he ain't got no ID and nothing like that. That could just be my little boy. You know, you be surprised. Oh, that could just be my child. And you walking around here at the age of a certain age, and they don't even realize I'm at an age now to where you can't even have jurisdiction over me. That's right. You can't even have a jurisdiction over me after a certain age, period. And I'm at that age now, yet and still, you still got PC. I know the law in depth, man. And it's like for people that's interested, donate to 13signsastrology@gmail.com because anybody's name that shows up is protected up under my umbrella, period. You know what I'm saying? We just got a donation from a celebrity, so we're thankful for that to help to carry us this far. And we look to get a few more from a couple more different celebrities we're working with. But I'm going to go ahead and shut down, man. I just want to kind of put that information out. Like I'm not just a multi-level marketing company. I'm not just a religion. I'm a secure party, indigenous sovereign, white sovereign. And I'll explain to you what that means. Like white, oh shit, you a black nigga. What you talking about? See, you don't know the law. They over here calling themselves white, not even taking your birthright from you. Long story. Hotep. Namaste.